going on, everybody? Today we get the Rod Wagon rolling. The front half, anyway. And this is part 3 of our Rod Wagon build. Today we're just going to be making a front suspension of sorts for it, so we can mount wheels on it.
We're gonna make the front axle look like the old school rat rod, straight axle with a drop in it.
We built this frame for it in part 2, and we attached the tub here to it. That's all in the last video, so you can check that out if you'd like. We're gonna start cutting on it again, so here we go.
Ooh, doggy.
What we're gonna do is have this bar going underneath, and then we're gonna weld this bar to that bar, and then make a diagonal cut.
We're gonna weld it up right here, and then we're gonna cut a nice little
Diagonal piece into it.
Yep. Just got through welding up a drop axle for the Rod Wagon.
Looks pretty cool. We have to work tomorrow, so we're gonna call it quits. It's about 10:15, 10:30. But we're gonna keep going tomorrow. Part 3 will continue tomorrow.
Yeah. So what we got here is a nice straight front axle. We hadn't cleaned up any of the welds yet.
Nope, because our welds are just that impeccable.
Oh man.
Yep, that's gonna be sweet. So last night, all we were able to make was this, and it doesn't look like a lot.
We be slow.
Yeah, we're kind of slow, even though we chose the quick and dirty way of making this. I don't think it looks too bad, though. We're gonna stick this on the frame there. I don't know if you can really tell, and mount the wheels onto it.
We can actually
Notch this.
feel better about ourselves by notching this and going ahead and welding it in place, and then we can work on
The other stuff, mounting the wheels to it and kind of steering stuff.
yeah.
So, yep. So what we're gonna do right now is put a notch in that subframe we just made, so it'll kind of fit right into there, giving us maximum lowering. And we're gonna stick that cross member we made right in those notches we just made. Now we're gonna weld her up, right?
Yep.
Sweet. So now we're gonna be welding that pipe onto the end of our cross member there to act kind of as a spindle. There's gonna be a bolt that goes through there, and then a C-clip with another bolt on it, and then the wheel goes on there. It's the end of another night here. We're pretty tired, but we got our front axle mounted, as you can see now. So yeah, it's welded on. Got our little pipe welded on there too, with the bolt through it, and there's gonna be a C-clip on there, and then the wheel is gonna go on the end of that.
Explain what we're doing. All right, this is what, day 3 of our
Yep.
Rod Wagon front end build. The straight axle, drop axle actually. And we're gonna do the spindles tonight, hopefully. Me, John, and our guest here today.
Hello, I'm the guest.
His name is Jimbo, and he is from my school. So Jim has never used a Sawzall before, but he's about to, because he has to make a...
I actually carved a turkey with one of these, but...
Wow. Jim and I just did some cutting, and we cut out all these little pieces, and Ike drilled holes in them, and those are gonna be our spindle for the wheels, the front wheels anyway.
Close enough is metric. That's why it may not be familiar to everyone. It's metric.
Yep, it's a metric term. Bam, spindle done.
Left, right, left. It's looking pretty good.
So one of these spindles is completely done. We're just gonna put one of the wheels on there and put a nut on there or something, and it's gonna be done. Of course, we need to do the steering.
So what do you think of this project, man?
I think it's sweet.
You think it's sweet?
I think it's sweet.
Would you ride it?
Oh, I'd ride it.
Fast or slow?
Low and slow.
Low and slow.
And then handbrake turns everywhere.
Brake turns. We're gonna have to work on that.
Sweet. Oh. That's pretty cool.
that low enough, John?
She's pretty low. I hope our welds were strong. Oh boy. All right. Dang, son. You have a lot of faith in that.
If we're gonna be doing 50 miles per hour on it, I want it to hold up.
Don't get their hopes up, man. Don't get my hopes up.
All right, 150.
150. Okay. So this is night 4 of us working on the third part of the Rat Rod wagon. So we have to figure something out for the steering, but the front suspension is mostly done, and Ike is mocking up the engine placement there. Just seeing what we're gonna do with it. So we just ran to Lowe's and we picked up some pipe and other stuff to make the front steering. We have a steering wheel, maybe, or not even a wheel, steering shaft.
They call it a curb key. It is actually for shutting the water off at the water meter in front of your house.
Ike just cut a couple of pieces of metal so we can weld them onto the ends of our spindles here, so we can then have a one of those rods going across to tie the two wheels together, right?
Yeah, buddy.
So I just harvested the engine from Taylor's go-kart. There it is. Sorry, buddy, by the way. And Jimmy is over there being a welding mastermind. Toad. There's a toad over there. He's hanging out.
This episode brought to you by Hypnotoad.
Hypnotoad. Yeah.
A little bit on the loose side, but it'll be fine.
That's awesome. We're done for the night. We're going on to day 5 tomorrow.
Let me show you what I have planned.
Let's see what Ike has planned.
Drilling a hole through there.
Yep.
And having the joint come right through the center.
Having it do something like that,
And
obviously.
having the bar come through the frame.
Yep.
And then having a little up piece that...
How does it ride, Jim?
Like the Cadillac. I don't think it's slow enough.
Let's see if it has ground clearance. Go over that.
Oh, good. Stamp
Good.
seal of approval.
Yes.
Anyhow, we're gonna have the steering coming through the wagon tub here with a rod going right through here, coming through the axle with a little pivot piece that when you turn left, it goes that way and that way. We're gonna attach a rod from the pivot piece to one side.
Oh, only one side.
Only one side.
So today is day 5 of this third part of the Rat Rod wagon build. We're still doing the front suspension. We have the steering kind of halfway done. We just have to make some kind of thing, and then a wheel, and then a place where the wheel attaches, a steering shaft, I'm guessing. We drilled through the frame. This is our steering shaft. We're going to have some kind of linkage that goes from here to there, and from here to there, I think, too. So we can twist that up there, and it will turn the wheels. So we just have to weld it at that little break where it goes from this rod to that universal joint. Ow. Over here getting burned, dude.
Huh? Those are all in my underwear. Or not my underwear, my socks.
All in your underwear.
All in my underwear.
Yeah, it got the GoPro a little bit. Mine, you didn't say cover.
Sorry.
I was looking right at it.
Sorry. Now you can see how
Off my drilling was. Race wagon.
Oh, I'm gonna pull the wheel up. Accelerate. I think that we need to put a box across here that the shaft goes through, and that'll be the strength for the bottom.
And a place to mount the engine?
And it'll give us a place to mount the engine.
Yeah, we're gonna mount a plate so we can mount the engine to this little area right here. And as you can see, it's a little bit offset, so the engine is going to be tilted forward ever so slightly, but that's okay because the engine on my go-kart is tilted forward ever so slightly and it looks fine.
So now what I want to figure out is how to get a bar from this piece over to here, which is going to be better than attaching it right here. I could attach it right here, but when it turns, see how far away the bar goes from that? Absolute precision.
Can I try to steer it?
Go ahead.
Cool, man. She steers. That only took 5 days. Yeah, look at all that. Look at that drift angle, bro.
Yeah, that's big angle.
So Ike is welding some washers to the tie rods to help keep it more stable, less rickety, something like that, less play.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ike just left to stop by his work to thread the steering rod so we can put some nuts on them. And I'm gonna sit here and drill a hole in the tub here so we can have some kind of cross brace thing for the steering so it doesn't do that. So the front suspension is pretty much done. The engine is not mounted, but we're gonna do that in the next part. We have those sweet spindles we made.
Of course, we still got to tighten up bolts, but
Yeah, we still have to,
we're working on it.
yeah, tighten up
But
bolts.
mainly done.
Yep, mainly done here. Got the drop axle made. Got a universal joint from like a truck or a General Motors car. Coming up here to the steering shaft, got our fancy steering wheel, which is a water cutoff valve thingy. We got a bit of pipe here, kind of holding it all together. It's not the, it's a little sloppy, but
We couldn't find a pipe that fit perfect.
right.
So,
But it'll be fine.
yeah.
So we have these two parts from
the wagon.
the wagon.
Rear suspension.
Yep, as kind of braces for this because it was real bad before. So what we have to do next is obviously the rear axle. We have to mount the engine, figure out how to get the power from the engine to the rear axle.
Not a problem. We got it.
It'll be fine, apparently. Yep, brakes, pedals.
Who needs brakes?
So what you think, man?
Daddy like. Man, that is sexy.
Yeah. So we pretty much finished the front suspension. As you can see, it turns. In part 4, we're going to be mounting the engine and also making the rear axle. We were hoping we'd have it done by the next part, but this has just taken so long. This is day 5, by the way, on the front suspension, that we decided we should probably break it up a little more. And yeah, there have been some comments about how, you know, where's part 3 or whatever. Well, we haven't been slacking. We've been hard here at work. And hopefully you can see some of our craftsmanship has paid off. It's pretty cool looking. We made a drop axle for it.
Yep.
Spindles.
Yep.
The whole steering linkage. But we're hoping it'll maybe do 20 miles an hour or something. We were originally hoping that it would do like 5 miles an hour just because we're going to put kids on it. We're confident in our craftsmanship, but not confident enough to go fast with it, especially because this is our first really ground up build.
Huh.
So, yeah, but we're just going to say it'll be fine and hope for the best when we go on the top speed run.
You know what's going to happen when we hit the gas?
10-second quarter mile.
I live life one block at a time. True story.
I live my life a quarter yard at a time.
10-minute car?
Well, you could tow it across the finish line or push it.
Well, right now it's dragging.
Oh, 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 oh. Well, time to go. Anyway, we weren't thrilled with how much time it took to build the front suspension, but we're really happy with the way it turned out. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video and found that it was worth the wait. What should we add to it to give it personality? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Turn it.
This thing has some angle to it. Yeah, buddy. Part 3, Rod Wagon.
All right.
Woo, doggy. You want to get on?